bio that is basically cancer. It's about someone who has lost his life because of cancer. It's called "To Death Do Us Apart." Today, she stands in a body of therapy line with a sickness firmly bound to feel. Her hands are like garnet flowers that have seen too much of the sun. The ground repels her confused footsteps, and her feet resisted every inch of the bed. Cancer and gravity all hold her in the same position. Her body is a beeline of bullets all hissing in the wrong direction, sailing through her spine, and the ship of her cannot stop sinking. Her voice trembles into the silence of the air as if it tasted her very last existence. Her bones don't bend the way they used to. As she plunged to the tired blankets that covered her like an ocean, hiding a secret of sand, she called me into her room for the very last time. I stood there as she embraced her very last sentences. The soul in my ears accepted the scent of every letter. I was young. I couldn't clearly understand the picture she was trying to paint, but I could feel life in the language of her brush. And with the depth in her eyes, I could see that her heart has already given up a long time ago, and her soul has already found comfort into the blankets of heaven, the only things that kept her heart beating, racing to a place you one day call home when life returns. Regardless of her melting pores from her breast tissues and two lungs that looked like two dead fathers married to the same woman, I was amazed. I was amazed that for 2 years she would still stand. For 2 years she would still blend into the battlefield of this dysfunctional world. Yet doctors have taken her spirit and spinned her faith, wounded her human innocence. She was a middle-class woman, so they granted her 3 days of bed. Chemotherapy was not within her pay. But her smile of acceptance dropped like a struggle revolution that conquered every silence. She called me into her room for the very last time. For 4 years, she has been pregnant with her husband's absence. His paper cuts were the only wounds she was willing to bleed for. He left like water shuttles that waited for a punch in a hole, but even in the corners of death, she still waits for him. She's now afraid of men because they were the only ones that told her that she's beautiful. Yet the night before, they used to gamble her bones for luck as if her name was a curse. Every night she would cry as her knees kissed the soil and she gave her fingers to the silence of the room and asked for nothing in return, because that was how she melted the pain out of her life. She believed in God more than she believed in gravity, but until then she stopped praying. She stopped praying because every time she opens her eyes, everything still looked the same. Her body was getting weaker, her skin bonded deeper with her bones, cancer growing in flames, everything still looked the same. She smiled through the refraction of her oxygen mask. The wrinkles at the corners of her eyes danced like roses upon the morning sun. Her beautiful face glistening like a former slave on free. Her pale hands clutched my shoulder, and her hand shook like a budding flower against gravity. Every breath growing fainter, she carried me. She had carried many, but her black spine was wrecked by age, and her pen of life was running out of ink. And this was her very last page. And I stood there, cursing in the Garden of Eden for shortening man's life. And all she could say was, in sickness and in health, till death do us apart. Do not look at me for too long. Just help me gather all my things and let the breeze go back home. So I smiled at her, knowing that someday, one day, she will call me into her room again. But this time, be forever.
So I'm going to need you guys to be a little bit quiet because she's singing a cappella. So we must just hear her wonderful voice there. Let's give it up for Amelia. Drop some